So if they exist in the 60s, the public knew about them? They're wearing the costumes, they're Marvel. Because, like, that's another thing about the Fantastic Four is they were always out in the open and, like, glad-handing everybody.
I'm just so curious, like...
I don't want to retcon a thing where it's like, oh, the public knew about it, and then when Iron Man came around, they were just like, surprise. Welcome back to the Break Room. Hey folks, it's Valentine's Day, but somehow it's more importantly Fantastic Four casting announcement day.
Yeah!
Listen how hyped they are. I'm Brandon Barrick, your Reed Richards for today, and joining me today are all the way from the negative zone. It's Kim Horcher.
What? I'm not from there.
You can be from the negative zone.
No.
Is it a bad thing?
I'm positive.
From the positive zone.
I'm at least neutral.
From the neutral zone, it's Kim Horcher.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
And all the way from the Break Room's first family, it's Evan Yee.
Hello.
Aww.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Happy to have you, Evan and Kim. Who thought we'd get this news today of all days? You know, the scoopers out there, they've been misleading us. They've been promising us this for weeks. We were supposed to hear before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We were supposed to get something at the Super Bowl, and we didn't get anything except for Deadpool, which we liked, but not this.
We did like that. We did like that a lot.
Yeah, we did like that. Imagine they had announced this with the lazy like Disney Plus ad they did, where it was just the text. Did you see that?
The text.
Yeah, and it was like, remember
these quotes?
Remember that. You like this one?
Yeah. It was member berries, but I had to read.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But lazier.
But they could have done it just like, hey, this is the Fantastic Four.
Right.
Just
to see if you're paying attention.
Just to see, yeah.
How rude.
That would have been incredible.
How rude.
That's what I would have done.
Well, let's talk about this first class cast. Not first class. Let's talk about Marvel's first family cast. The confirmed Fantastic Four cast is, of course, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach as The Thing, Ben Grimm. Was this the worst kept secret in Hollywood?
Yes.
Yeah?
We all knew it.
We seem to have known it for the last few weeks. For a while, it was up in the air. Pre-strikes, I would say. It was kind of up in the air.
Strike, it's been clear, though.
Pedro's been in the lead for a while,
I mean, I wonder if this came as a response to Matt Shackman accidentally posting on Instagram.
I mean, how did that happen?
We didn't even get to... we didn't even spend a ton of time on this Monday.
Right.
But just like... he deleted his whole Instagram after he reposted that is so funny.
Here's the thing.
That shows that was accurate.
Right?
That's
yeah,
proof.
yeah, exactly.
But why would he do... I mean, like, here's my thought. Shackman has a child who I believe is like 8 years old. And I'm wondering if, like, they got on the Instagram and did it.
No.
But why would you do that? Like,
That
why
is
would you do that?
That is the new, I got hacked. Okay.
Blame it on the
No,
kids,
he
I
did
say.
it.
Blame
He
it on the
did
kids.
You are legally responsible for your children. Just putting that out there.
Do you think he was like trying to like send it to someone and like people have done that on Twitter, now known as X. People have done that before.
I feel as though he did it innocently, and then he caught a lot of heat for it.
Right. He thought he was being cute.
Maybe he was like, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
I don't know. What a weird thing. But yeah, worst kept secret in Hollywood. We've known Pedro's was going to be Mr. Fantastic for a while.
Yeah, I think Vanessa Kirby, if you were to look at the list, right, Vanessa Kirby is probably the name that for the longest time people like, not only was it like fan casting, but then also like rumors started like tilting towards her.
Especially after like Margot Robbie was kind of like in the lead for a little bit, it sounded like. And then once word got out from her team, that was like, no.
Yeah.
It seemed like everyone was like,
I also think like, just to look at her career, like she probably was like pretty happy with Harley Quinn and was like, and there's my big franchise thing.
Right.
Like
And Barbie.
And but Barbie is now hers to own a little bit more, right, as a producer.
Yeah.
So I feel like now she's ready to kind of like helm something with her company or build stuff with her company as opposed to just like leading a thing.
Yeah.
As,
and maybe she had a not fully sour experience at DC, but maybe it was like, I don't want to get into, you know, we've heard a lot of actors talk about like, they kind of fear the Phantom a little bit. Because if it goes bad, they feel like they're getting flack forever on it. You know, I think Oscar Isaacs has spoken out about that before. From the Star Wars, it was just like all that. He didn't want to deal with it anymore, even though he's in so many franchises. And continues to be. And wants to be in Midnight Suns. Boy, Midnight Suns already.
Dude, just talking about
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I mean, so what do you guys think, though, as, like, now that this is, like, fully confirmed, like, how do you guys feel about the cast that we have?
I've had months to process this. I've had literal months, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Joseph Quinn would be my choice for Johnny Storm, but I'm happy with the rest of it.
Yeah. I like an older group. Certainly, like, Pedro Pascal and Eben Moss-Backrack are, like, nearly the same age, nearly 50.
I mean,
Vanessa
that's a
Kirby's
pretty...
like 35, I think.
That's a big
38.
age gap between...
It is a bit of an age gap. I don't love that.
Yeah.
But that's Hollywood, baby. That happens all the time.
Aren't Reed and Sue supposed to be close in age?
I would like them to be, yes.
No, I think like
they went to
in
school
the comics,
together?
yes.
Yeah.
So they need to be within at least a 4-year gap.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Or she's very smart. And she matriculated early. Who knows? But that makes it even weirder.
Yeah.
That makes it a little more.
I do think that, like, I mean, this might be dovetailing to some stuff we're going to talk about later, but I think with the idea of it not being an origin story, or at least, like, that's what Feige has said in the past, that this isn't an origin story, there could be some, you know, things going on with, like, why Pedro's character, like, being aged, if he's, like, you know, a different age than Vanessa Kirby's character, why that would be, like, part of the story, I guess.
Right.
Like, if he's, like, working on a long-term project and is, like, getting, like, you know, younger people to help him, like, as students or something, which is also still weird.
That's still weird.
But, yeah, I mean...
Maybe they're not going to be romantically linked in this movie?
Whoa.
Wow.
Would that just make people angry?
That would make people angry.
You think so?
Because they're, like, an iconic couple, and they have... Spoiler alert, children who are important later.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is true. Maybe they adopt. Maybe it's maybe
a platonic partnership where they adopt.
Maybe Richard and Ben hook up and they adopt kids. I don't know. Or have a surrogate. I don't know. Maybe Sue's the surrogate for Richard and Ben.
That won't infuriate
I'm sure Marvel's ready to do that.
Any fans
no,
I
infuriate them.
They're
do
gonna
it.
love it.
Do it. Infuriate them, Kevin. I'm sick of people getting what they want. Make them angry. Make them angry.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of mixed reception in the chat, even though, like you said, Kim, we've all kind of, like, had a long time to process this.
Right.
I do think as far as, like, Joseph Quinn goes, I do, like, his career, like, level, I guess, is probably right for him to take on this kind of role.
Yeah, big role for him.
And it'll be really interesting because he's in the new Quiet Place movie that's going to come out, right? Was that him in the trailer we saw?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'll confirm.
I see no one but Lupita.
I just saw the cat.
Yeah. Oh, the cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing, too, about Eben Moss-Backrack, I really only have seen him in The Bear and the few episodes of Andor that he's in.
Punisher?
No hard feelings?
I don't remember him from Punisher. I don't think
he's like the computer guy.
Yeah.
Well,
watched it too long ago.
It's available now on Disney Plus. Remember that?
I do think that I loved all the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
I think
I want to see what the thing looks like, right?
That's
we all
true.
want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, this is a CG character.
It's not going to be practical, I assume.
It's going to be like how Korg
or like the Hulk. Yeah. But they look pretty good.
Yeah, Korg looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It's all, that's like the toughest thing to pull off, right? Is the thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, at the time, like Michael Chiklis in the foam suit was like kind of fun.
Yeah,
it was kind of fun.
Yes, with the detective outfit over the
the
foam
big
suit.
trench coat was so cute.
Yeah.
It's like when the turtles put on their trench coats. So cute. Ugh, adorable.
Love it.
His blind girlfriend.
Unnecessary clothes.
Adorable.
And I guess, like, is Pedro Pascal in too many franchises now, though?
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean...
He's good.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Let him have a crack at it. You know, as been pointed out many times, like in Mandalorian, he doesn't have to be on set for most of it. They use body doubles, and he's doing, like, ADR. You know, he's certainly dead in Game of Thrones. We don't know how long he'll be around in Last of Us.
I think we have an idea.
Brandon doesn't know.
Not everyone has played the
Brandon
game.
doesn't know.
Really?
Brandon doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little baby boy. I don't know anything. I'm not allowed to play mature video games. I only play Pikmin. That's it.
Oh my God.
You can kill a lot of people in Pikmin now.
You can
kill a lot of Pikmin.
Dude, when those Pikmin die,
it's very sad. Their souls rise up from their bodies.
It's so sad.
It's tragic. But they have said that, like, the season 2 of The Last of Us, which just went into production very recently, shooting. They're kind of stretching that. It's not the first season was the first full game. they've kind of hinted at like the second season might not be the entire game too.
Yeah, it'll probably be
so
split
we
into
don't
2
know
seasons.
where stuff might happen. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, but I think Pedro will be a fun Reed Richards. I'm excited to see his take on it.
I think you have played the game.
No, he hasn't played the game. He hasn't played the game. Yeah, I think he'll be fun. I mean, like, especially seeing how good he was as Joel in Last of Us, like handling that, like really the depth of that character.
And they age him up in The Last of Us too.
Yeah,
they bulk him up, they age him up a little bit, they give him a little grayer hair.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in seeing like what like the MCU will like do with Mr. Fantastic, right? And like what kind of like things they'll do, and if he's gonna be a little bit more of like a agent of chaos kind of.
Well, you know, like
cool guy all the time.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I would like that from Pedro because we always see him. Not always, but I like it when he gets to be a little devious.
And there are
I like
certain
it when dads too. So don't get me wrong.
well, there's certain like versions of Reed Richards that are a little more callous and a little more, you know, numbers based and like the greater good.
Yeah.
Like we gotta. Who cares if this planet dies if our planet survives, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's
so it'd be
pragmatic.
interesting. Yeah, very. That's great.
There we
Pragmatic.
go.
There it is. I mean, speaking of the thing though, it'll be interesting to see the stretching.
Oh yeah. That's how he broke his arm.
Whoa!
Now we know he broke his arm. He's
Now
trying
we
to
know.
stretch.
Don't worry, everyone. I got this.
Yeah, it's like, I just go like this.
Just totally freeze. Yeah.
Because you know they haven't, you know, with Kamala Khan, the embiggening is kind of light based.
Yeah.
So they haven't really had to stretch out her body, so it doesn't look as Uncanny Valley. Obviously, going back to like the Fox Fantastic Fours, you know, 20-year-old technology, it doesn't look as great now.
Yeah.
It looked great at the time. It was like a big deal. Will there be a sequence where he gets wrapped up in his own body? I don't know.
Oh, 100%.
Will he flatten himself out like a parachute at some point?
Yeah.
And get everyone to safety?
Wanda will show up and be like, "Remember me?"
I
and he'll
hope
be
so.
like, "No."
Right, because he didn't really even.
That wasn't him.
We never saw any stretching in Multiverse of Madness.
spaghetti.
Right? He just
Yeah.
spaghetti. He just talked slowly and got spaghetti like a bitch, dude. Didn't even put up a fight.
I mean,
Too much
they
hubris.
all kind of got made into a bitch in
Because
that scene.
they thought they were all hot shit. They were like, we beat Thanos in 2 seconds. It
Yeah,
was easy.
yeah.
What are you guys complaining about? Little did they know. Little did they know.
Little did they know.
Different beast.
That a mother who's been lied to her whole life was coming and was ready to tear him up. I'm pro Wanda, 100%.
I mean, I am too, even when she does terrible things, which I think I need to think about.
No, Kim, you're right and she's right. Because she tries to tell people her feelings and they just keep shooting her down constantly.
Yeah.
And she keeps saying, I have kids. And they're like, no, you don't, Wanda. Even stupid Doctor Strange said it right to her face. He was like, no, that book is messing with your head. And she's like, what are you talking about? I saw my fucking kids. I interacted with, I kissed them goodnight. And then they disappeared into the light.
I have kids. I need therapy. No one ever listens.
No one ever listens. No one ever listens.
Yeah. SMH. All right. Hey, let's talk about that poster.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it up, Dashiell.
Beautiful. I mean, this was a very cute way to do it.
Valentine's Day card. Yeah.
This is such a weird choice, though.
You think it's weird?
Why
Well, I mean, it's
announce the
weird.
cast through a hand-drawn vintage Valentine?
I don't know.
It's not like it's the Valentine's 4. It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day.
Well, yeah, but they could have picked any holiday.
You think they had one drawn up for Arbor Day and they're like, let's just roll now?
Maybe they had a football one for the Super Bowl.
that'd be
and they were
cute.
like, no, run that text commercial for Disney.
yeah. Wait, did Matt Jackman repost it before the Super Bowl or after the
It was
Super
before the
Before.
Super Bowl.
Bowl? Maybe that's what it was too. They were like,
Oh.
you
I
messed it
think
up.
that's running to cover Matt Shackman. They're just
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
out. Everyone already knows anyway, and they've known for months, so let's
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
draw this now.
Well, if we bring up the poster again, too, really quick. So we've got this magazine, Time magazine, with Lyndon B. Johnson. He's president from 1963 through 1969. We've got this astronaut portrait of what looks like Evan Moss Backrack in a spacesuit. And we've got Herbie.
Herbie the robot.
The robot.
Everyone knows Herbie the robot.
Yeah.
He's
Right?
not a car, right?
No, that's different.
What?
Well, they're in the same corporate universe.
Oh.
Dude, if Herbie the Love
Capitalism.
Bug shows up in
Deadpool
Deadpool
3.
3, I'm gonna pop.
Let's go.
And not the Lindsay Lohan version. I'm talking the old Herbie the Love Bug. The OG.
I want the Lindsay Lohan
Oh,
version.
you want the Lindsay? That's fine. As long as it pees oil on someone, that's all I want to see. The thing Herbie does best is piss oil on somebody.
Gross.
Watch a movie, Evan. You
I
love
know. I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
was an animated robot introduced to the animated series in 1978. And he was intended to be a replacement for the Human Torch. There is an urban myth out there.
Yeah, we had a little research before that. Let's talk about why they invented Herbie, the robot.
So they believed, the word on the street that's wrong is that they did it because they were scared kids would want to copy the Human Torch and light themselves on fire. But turns out that's not true. The Human Torch was optioned for a solo project, which never matriculated. So there you go. It's boring. Less interesting than kids setting themselves on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I also think, like, imagine you just, like, you get the Fantastic Four show and there's no Human Torch in it. And
you're a kid. And
yeah.
you're like,
what? Where is he?
Where's the Human
Who is
Torch?
this guy? Who's Herbie?
Where's the young little guy character? I'm a young little guy.
I'm a young little guy. I identify with a young little guy on fire.
Yeah.
Because they had the Fantastic Four comic already, and wouldn't Johnny Storm go off on his own sometimes too? Didn't they have like a separate? I'm confused.
I'm sure. I mean,
storylines.
I'm sure that he might have been like, they all kind of like end up doing their own thing at some point, I believe. Just like at least a separate like runs, or obviously the characters all cross over with other stuff in the comics.
So yeah, when they're bringing it to television, they're like, we can't put the Human Torch in our Fantastic Four show.
Yeah.
And instead of bringing in another hero, which the Fantastic Four do all the time, right? They'll swap in like She-Hulk, or they'll swap in like Spider-Man as one of the Fantastic Four. They bring in a little tiny robot that I guess can do all the stuff the Human Torch can do. Probably not.
Stan Lee pitched the little robot, and Jack Kirby designed him, and that was the last thing he did for Marvel.
Oh.
Which, yay! What a way to
Hey,
go
you
out.
know, it's all good. It's coming back, baby. It's all good.
And now his granddaughter Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, we want to know, is Vanessa Kirby related to Jack Kirby in any way?
I was doing some Googling and I didn't see.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I was like, maybe. You never know. Could be funny.
Get to genealogy.com. Let's go.
Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat because someone said they hated that robot in the cartoon.
In the cartoon. I mean, usually in cartoons, like little robots like that were the annoying characters.
The Scrappy.
The Scrappy. Even in like Power Rangers, like Alpha, right? Kind of annoying.
I like Alpha.
He's always like, ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, that part was kind of bad.
Right. Lost in Space, that robot was annoying very often.
Wait, are
Danger
all
Will
robots
Robinson.
annoying?
No, I mean like
What's a cool robot?
the Jetsons robot. She was cool as hell, dude.
She was mean to them, which I liked.
Yeah, she didn't take no crap
Love a mean
from her
robot.
the people who created her. She's like, I might be a robot who's programmed to do what you say, but I'm not gonna take your shit. Okay?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
shut up.
Shut up. Shut up, George.
I guess
idiot.
R2's annoying, I guess, but I like
No,
him.
R2's good.
No, okay,
Stop
wait, I like
it.
him. No, I
3PO's
do like
annoying.
him. I do like him. Yeah,
Yeah.
3PO's annoying. I thought people
R2's
thought
good.
R2 was
He's
annoying.
just sarcastic.
Okay.
But a lot of these animated shows would do this too. If it wasn't a robot, it was like a little creature.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of like
always.
Snarf from like the Thundercats.
Yeah.
Who would say, Snarf, Snarf. Oh, I know. We can't go in there. Shut up, Snarf. Shut
up,
These are
Snarf.
anthropomorphic lions and panthers and cheetahs. They can do whatever they want. They got a magic sword. Tell them what to do.
I've never seen it, but I hate him. Just
Snarf was
based on what you
annoying.
said.
Did you ever watch Pirates of Dark Water? That
No.
cartoon? There was this bird thing in there that was so annoying. So annoying. We
I
need
have
to
no
do
idea what
robot
that is,
sidekick
yeah.
tier list and animal sidekick tier list. And they're all Fs.
And they're
All Fs.
Before we get further into some of the details from this poster, I want to thank one of our sponsors today, Blue Chew. BlueChew.com is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew is all done online, which means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting line at the pharmacy. Shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. It's super easy to do. Just sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. If you're skeptical or don't think you need it, try it free for a month and see. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our audience. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Breakroom at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Breakroom to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show. Also, tomorrow,
What?
Thursday,
What?
15th,
What?
February 15th. We're doing a live show.
Oh, baby.
Not on the internet. Live in person.
only live in person.
In Los Angeles at Braindead Studios. You have one more day to buy your ticket, I guess. I mean, you can buy it tomorrow, too, if you're going. Yeah. But, hey, it'll be really fun. Eric and Jessica will be there and some other special guests. It's always been great to do these. Nice to see people in person. If you see me and you want to say hi, you can do that.
Don't talk to Evan. Do not talk to Evan. Do not speak to Evan. Don't make eye contact with Evan. Do not engage Evan.
Last time I felt bad because I think someone was trying to say hi to me, but I was talking to bees. Yeah, we were busy.
We were busy little bees.
What a jerk.
I won't be there, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
No, I gotta be somewhere else. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I guess Brandon won't be there, but maybe another special guest in your place.
Maybe.
Not me.
Maybe. Kim, do you want to be there?
I am a guest character. I'm not part of the movie.
Okay.
But hey, click the link below or go to dice.fm and search New Rockstars for tickets. All right. So this poster. Okay, I'm fixated.
Kim's okay with it. She thinks it's mid. No cap.
I like
what
it.
The kids say these days?
They do, but I don't know that I said that.
Okay, you like it. You
The
like
poster?
it, you don't like it? Yeah.
I think it's cute. I think it's just a weird way to do this.
You think it was rushed? Do you think they planned to do this?
I think it was rushed.
Oh, okay.
I think this is covering up for the Shackman accident last week. That's what it's going to be called from now on.
The Shackman
Shackmanigans.
The Shackmanigans.
Yeah.
And I think it's just kind of a plan B, maybe even a plan C. There must have been a larger way to do this than a Valentine's card.
I guess, usually these things happen through like Deadline, right? Or like the Hollywood Reporter.
Or like
and it's
an
like a press
event,
release.
Something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think they've done casting announcements at Comic-Con before, right?
And they could do D23. That's not until August.
That's in August. WonderCon's coming up in March?
It's like around Easter.
Yeah. March?
Yeah, March.
WrestleMania's in April? You could have done WrestleMania?
They could make their
That would
own
be great.
event, though. They could just be
they could do whatever they want.
Here is the announcement, and bring them all on a stage that they made themselves, and
They could have had a parade at
invite
Disneyland.
like the people that they always invite to come to things early because they always like give rave reviews. I'm not bitter, and
Imagine they did it at the Oscars lunch. Whenever that happened on Monday or Friday,
okay.
they're just like, oh, hey, and one
And
more
by the
thing.
way,
the Oscars,
and one more thing.
What? But I think what's really interesting though is all those like little details that we've pointed out, like especially the Time magazine, because I guess it really kind of not confirmed, but definitely gives credence to some of the rumors that this is going to take place in like the 60s.
Right.
It's really interesting from its story perspective that this isn't an origin story, but it's also taking place before the majority events in the MCU or after Captain America.
That we know of, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that have been shown to us. What is that? Like, why go back, right? Why have it take place in that time period? Vibes? Oh, just like, yeah, production design and like just setting and set dressing.
There's like two ways I think of it, right? It's like either they were there in the 60s in the 616 doing stuff and like no one ever mentioned to anybody involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.H.I.E.L.D. was covering it up and never told Tony, hey, by the way, if you have like time travel questions, we have like the smartest dude in the world who's worked for us a long time.
Yeah.
Or it's like a different universe entirely, right?
yeah,
Right.
I think it's either different universe entirely, or they were there in the 60s. Something happened to remove them from everything. And now they're back. And they have this fun culture shock with modern day stuff. And that's funny. But I don't know which one.
Is that a retread of Captain America too much?
Yeah. But then it takes us back to the beginning of all this and reminds us of all the good times we had together. And maybe reignites those feelings again on Valentine's Day.
That's a cute idea. I mean, yeah, it could be a situation where it's the swinging 60s, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Ben's pissed because he has to be a rock man all the time, and everyone else can just like present as like normal human. He's angry, whatever, and then like, you know, Reed's fucking around with the negative zone, and poof, they're gone. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. is like, well, don't tell anyone about this.
Yes.
We'll never tell anyone, and we'll just cover it up. Do you think like Nick Fury knows what's going? Would Nick Fury have known about him? He seems to know everything that happens.
Was
but
Nick
he's
Fury
pretty low
around
level
in
in the
60s?
90s. Well, I mean, he's kind of an old dude.
He'd be like a little boy.
Well, We're assuming that like Nick, well, in the comics, right? Nick Fury at some point gets a serum that helps him live a long time. Everyone in the comics has to live.
Is
a long
that what
time.
we can count on for the MCU though?
Maybe it could be a late reveal that like, oh, Nick's actually a lot older than he says. But the main problem with that would be, why would this guy be a low-level agent well into the 90s?
Yeah, he
if
was
he
de-aged,
like,
which
known
means
enough?
he does age.
He does age a little.
Age.
Yeah.
But the Asgardians, right, they get to an age and then stop aging. Or they age up real quick and then they slow down for
The
a long time.
retcon is Nick Fury is Asgardian.
Yeah, the Skrulls do that
Never
too,
used
right?
his powers.
The Skrulls age up
cover.
and then slow down for a long time.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. Don't question it.
It's like animals in the wild, they age really quick. They
And
have
they
to grow up
continue
quick
aging.
so they can survive.
And
Horses
they
can
stay
walk as soon as they hit the ground,
But
pretty
then
much.
what year do they die? 20?
Horses?
I don't know how long horses live.
Well,
If you're a horse, call in.
yeah, let us know.
How old
Not a
are you?
horse
Drop a
girl.
comment.
Don't know.
Put a comment in the chat, horse.
Tortoises live a long time.
Horses live a long time. So wait, do you guys think if they go back in time though, do you think that they arrive back in a version of the like 616 present day, or just let's say it's 616 in the present day, and that's the movie that kind of culture shock that is the in bulk of the movie?
I don't think the bulk, but I do think that's the end.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh,
sure,
and like
sure,
Captain America, it's like they wake
Yeah.
up. Or
Yeah.
they come out of the negative zone and they're here now. And
But they
shit's
have
a
this
mess.
whole adventure before then.
So if they exist in the 60s, the public knew about them? They're wearing the costumes,
Right,
they're Marvel.
yeah.
Because, like, that's another thing about the
that's a
Fantastic
problem.
Four is they were always out in the open and, like,
Right.
glad-handing everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe
No
it was
secret identities,
right
no nothing.
before their debut. They had their costumes all ready
They're
to
ready
go.
to go.
They're
Lyndon
gonna
B.
do a big
Johnson's like,
announcement.
I can't wait to introduce you. I'm doing Nixon. I don't know why. I can't do a LBJ. Oh, I can't
don't know
wait
how
to
it
introduce
sounds.
y'all.
He's Texan,
He's Texan.
so
right?
do that.
Yeehaw! Hey, they're gonna get a real kick out of you, family folks.
That's why I had you do it
Those are
instead
old
of
prospectors.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so curious, like.
I don't want to retcon a thing where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, the public knew about it, and then when
They were
Iron Man
always
came around, they
there.
were just like surprised.
I mean, it's got to be some fun. I mean, already just like talking about how they could incorporate them in like the 616 is interesting. Like, I imagine for like the writers of the movie, it's probably a really interesting thing because they probably every day they're probably like, wouldn't it be easier if they were from a different universe? Though?
I mean, so much, especially when you're like setting up incursions now, right? And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
universes, whole timeline's getting destroyed, whole universe is getting destroyed. If they're escaping from their own universe that's like getting destroyed and showing up in ours.
In the context of that, and Deadpool and Wolverine, that sounds more likely now
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
Now that I consider that part.
Because I always like the idea that like 616, the MCU, if you will, is weird. And it's not like all the other universes. And it sticks out as a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have mutants. And it destroyed its Infinity Stones. They were atomized.
Right.
It stopped Thanos. It killed Tiamat. All this like weird stuff that it keeps doing. And our Doctor Strange is like the most evil of all the Doctor Stranges because he's really fucking with stuff. Doctor Strange is always
He's
a
not
problem.
the most
He's
evil.
the most evil.
No, there were
He's the
plenty
most
of
evil.
eviler ones.
No, he's the most
Remember
evil.
the one in the house with all the music?
Yeah. He's more evil than him.
No.
Trust me.
I don't
Trust me.
think that's true.
Trust me.
No, because he didn't look as raggedy
Looks ain't
as
everything.
the other one. And as you know, the evil people look bad and good people look great.
Oh,
And that's the laws of movies.
you sound like my grandma.
JK.
But the idea that like the 616 is the problem, right? It is so concerned with itself that it's doing these things that are messing up, affecting other universes. It's creating all these incursions. It's doing all this bad stuff. It's destroyed its own TVA. It's this huge problem. And I love the idea that like Reed and the gang are here to be like, hey, you guys gotta go. 616, it's gotta go. And they're here to destroy us.
They're here to kill us.
Oh, yeah.
They're here to kill us.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not very fantastic.
Nuh-uh.
That's another F word. That's messed up, but intriguing, and I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe they grow to love us over time.
Yeah,
And
they're like, oh,
find
they got
out.
hamburgers. We've got hamburgers.
What
before.
is this? What is this sandwich?
Yeah.
We'll save you.
We'll say
Yeah, they all go to In-N-Out together.
Oh,
All-
don't say the In-N-Out. That gets people real
people
riled
get
up.
mad?
They get angry about it, Kim. I don't know why.
For the value that it has.
It is the best value.
It's the best value.
best.
It is fresh
Yeah.
ingredients.
For a low price.
And if you don't like the fries, you're
You
ordering
can
them wrong.
go to Five Guys. You'll pay 3 times as much.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
a different category.
And they wrap your burger up in foil, and the bun is shit.
So soggy. Oh my god.
I'm so glad we're all in agreement here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a local.
Oh, that's true.
I'm from
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
transplant, but I'll
This
take
is my
it.
childhood. Right here.
But yeah, I mean, I like the idea that they're from a different universe rather than the
I'm really
hand
warming
waving
up
they
to
got to
this.
do to like.
Yeah, because it's just like you have to kind of insert them backwards. I remember Scrubs did this, the show,
Oh, okay.
with a character. Her name was Kim, as well. That's why I remember her.
Okay.
And they were like, she was always there, and they reshot scenes where she was in the background, like, "Hey, everybody, it's me too."
Right,
And
right,
it was
right.
like, I didn't like it, and I don't think
It's
it
a lot of
fits
work, and
for the MCU.
Marvel's constantly doing that, right? Where they're like, "Oh, this movie actually takes place 2 years before the other movies that have come out,"
Yeah.
and in your head you're always like, what? And then like even with like Captain Marvel, when they made that movie, they had to do a lot of kind of like, well, this is guys here, and the reason Nick Fury and Iron Man said the Avenger Initiative is because he typed it out that way instead of Avengers, which we now call it. Don't ask questions about that. And all this kind of stuff. And like they're constantly going back and moving things. And even when they were like, oh, well, we're going to do the Infinity Saga now. And that staff had the Mind Stone in it. And the Ether was actually the Reality Stone. Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
They're always doing that, right?
That was not what it was from the start.
No.
Yeah.
They backed into that one, right?
Yeah.
They got it. They got there. But they got to be tired of doing that.
Oh, I think so. But then also like maybe some of that future planning is kind of like why we're seeing some of this like messiness when the unforeseen things happen. They might have gone into this next couple phases with like much more of a game plan, and then a ton of things change, audience reception change, and now they're like, we gotta figure this out again.
Do you think they'll do some weird like Doctor Strange spell where it was like, we made everyone forget about the Fantastic Four
And Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man,
yeah.
or who Spider-Man is?
he
You know
under-
Yeah, you know
Spider-Man.
he's Spider-Man.
Under his breath in that moment, Doctor Strange also said, and the Fantastic Four.
'Cause he's evil.
I hate them. That guy is a jerk with a beard, and so am I. There's room for only one cowboy in this town. And he said that under his breath.
He's too old for Sue.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
I'm
not
comfortable with their
appropriate.
relationship.
I work better with Rachel McAdams.
Oh, Christine. I would destroy 1,000 universes for Christine.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
no.
is some great thoughts, Brandon. Hey, we're gonna finish talking about the Fantastic Four, but first we have a message from the Jelly Bean Planet.
Not
just kidding.
Arrakis.
We have the Jelly Bean Planet, and these jelly beans are so good that even if you eat them out of this gross thing,
No.
it got stuck.
Where would you rather go?
If you
Evan?
eat them out of here, it's great.
Would you rather go to Arrakis or the Jelly Bean Planet?
The Jelly Bean Planet. You fucking face.
They've got so many different containers, like the 8-ounce triangular box. They got the Papa Bean. You seen this one, Kim?
I would much rather look at
It's
this
like a
jacket.
mystery. You do that, and then boop, and then you
Oh,
get
no.
mysterious beans that pop out. You don't know what flavor you're gonna get. They got these huge containers you can get. So many great flavors. Big jars, little jars, all sorts of sizes. They had Valentine's Day ones, but they're gone.
Yeah, well, we're not saying we sold them out or you guys sold them out, but hey,
People bought them.
people bought them.
They were ready for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But you don't need those anymore. Get whatever other size you want. But they're really good. We really like eating them. We've eaten a lot of jelly beans. They use natural flavors. They have plant-based colors. There's no GMO, no gelatin, no gluten, no palm oil. These are keeping the Amazon safe, and all the spiders that live there and all the people there researching spiders in the Amazon are safe. Thanks to Jelly Bean Planet. To support our show and get some jelly beans of your own from Jelly Bean Planet, just click the link in the description below, or you can find them on Amazon. We also want to thank NerdRiot.shop. I'm wearing the Madam Web shirt.
Yeah.
Evan's wearing the Madam
One
Web
more
shirt.
day of relevance.
One more day, baby. No, this is relevant all year.
Yeah,
long.
it's actually pretty fun.
Listen, they cut the line out of the movie, folks. Not to spoil it for you, but they cut it out, but it's on the shirt.
He was in the Amazon with my mother researching spiders right before she died.
Keep the line alive. Buy yourself a Madam Web shirt, or you can buy one of our multiverse tour shorts featuring Deadpool and all the different eras he's lived through. There's lots of great stuff coming to the site. We'll probably have a Fantastic Four shirt up there before you know it. Check everything out, nerdriot.shop. Get yourself something nice. Get your loved one something nice. Get your friend something nice. Get a stranger on the street something nice. Check it all out, nerdriot.shop.
All right, so to round it up here, do we think Doctor Doom is going to be like the main villain in this movie? No. All right.
No?
Why do you say
Too
no?
much too soon.
Too much too soon?
Interesting.
You introduce him slowly.
You're not even convinced after that Deadpool 3 trailer that has a Secret Wars comic that has Doctor Doom's face on it?
I think they could do it. I don't think they should do it, is what
Okay.
I should clarify, because I think rushing into things has been a major problem, at least in the Foxverse.
What?
I really hate how many times we've done the Dark Phoenix saga and not been ready for it. It's 100% of the time.
I don't think we've ever really done it, Kim.
Yeah, not done well.
I think they've done storylines that they put the name Dark Phoenix
I think
on.
it's cool to ease into it and to luxuriate in what the Fantastic Four is first before we throw their biggest villain against them. And I think it's okay to maybe reveal him at the end, kind of Dark Knight style.
Is he friends with Reed
Commissioner
Richards?
Gordon shows up and goes, "Hey,
Yeah.
there's a guy.
We
he
found
left
this playing
calling card, and it's a picture of Doctor Doom."
You have a call from Latveria? Dr. Richards, there's a call from Latveria.
And he goes,
Do you want a storyline where Reed knows Victor Von Doom before powers get introduced?
"Yes,
You do want that.
I do want that, but I do not want Doctor Doom in his full glory just yet,
Okay.
because I think that delaying him means longevity. And that is what we need right now in the MCU. We need something sustainable
Slow
and
played.
giving and lasting.
Okay.
Just like the golden era.
Yeah.
You know? We're trying to fight to get back into this time where people love the MCU again. And I think the way you do it is not to just rush in and play all your biggest cards right away.
And also, too, when you say like people love the MCU, like also like broader audiences too, right? Not just like the diehard fans.
Not
like,
just the diehard fans.
Like the general movie going audience that is
Yes.
like, you know, everyone showing up to Endgame as like events and stuff like that, you know?
What a high Endgame was. We're never going to have it again.
Oh,
or
no,
will
well-
we? Put Doctor Doom later.
Yeah. But is it frustrating to have like, oh, my good friend Victor here, and then like you're just waiting for him to become Doctor Doom? Is that annoying to people? Do you find that ever frustrating in a franchise?
I think it's just got to be teased, maybe just brushed on, but not explicitly.
Okay. Do you want them? I have so many questions for you, Kim. Do you want Doctor
My
Doom?
new role as Chief Creative
Yes.
Officer.
You're CCO, okay? Do you want Doctor Doom in the same accident as the Fantastic Four?
No.
Like what Josh Trank did in Fan Force.
I don't want that.
You don't want that.
I don't want
Totally
anything
separate.
Josh Trank did in this.
Wait, but that's like the original comics background, right? That they all of them go.
They were
up
all
into space
involved in
together.
the same incident.
Yeah,
I
including
just
Dr.
think it takes
Doom.
away
Okay.
from this introduction.
Yeah.
It makes it too bloated and too full, and we don't really get to focus and notice the nuance of this
Yeah.
and fall in love with the characters, because we do have to fall in love with these four.
Yeah, I do think it could be that trope where you see they're friends and, you know, the accident happened, whatever, you know, you pick them up at a point where the accident hasn't fractured their relationship fully, but over the course of the movie, we see Doctor Doom become Doctor Doom, right?
Victor Von Doom
Victor,
become
yes.
I'm going back home to
I'm
Latveria. I'm running for office.
yeah, he's like upset
You know
about
what?
how.
I love magic.
I do want power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun if, like, yeah, Victor's friends with them, not involved in the incident, right? They all get transformed, and, like, jealousy builds in him, and he sees them helping, like, America, and he's like, what about my homeland? Like, you're not doing anything for the world. I can help Latveria. And he starts getting into magic, and some sort of, he gets a grimoire or something, and it turns him into Doctor Doom. Like, that's how he gets powered up. Not through some, like, cosmic thing, but a totally separate kind of origin for him.
That's what I think would be best, even though it doesn't necessarily make the most sense lore-wise.
Okay. But they ignore lore.
They do
in
all the
MCU.
time because it's not the same continuity.
Right, and different writers will come in and kind of mess up the lore sometimes, or they'll retcon things, or they'll change. There's different. We see origins for these characters often in the comics, and there's little tweaks that get made here and there, especially when you're updating things, trying to make them more like believable. It's always tough when it's like, oh, Daredevil he was walking by and some truck spilled some juice on his eyes, and now he has powers. It's like, yeah, it works, but just my eyes. Oh. I think it's fine to modernize these things. I think it's fun to like play against our expectations, right? Whether or not you enjoyed how they did the Mandarin in like Iron Man 3 as like a fake out, it was fun, and it is fun when to be kind of surprised in these movies and to get the unexpected. I would love a Victor Von Doom who's not justified in his actions. Like one of my favorite things about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the High Evolutionary is just a bad dude. Yeah. He's not like, I have to get revenge because they killed my parents. No, he's like a bad guy. He's got bad intentions. He's totally messed up. He's wrong, right?
Oh, so you don't want a villain who has a point.
A point is a goal, and a point is good. I think sometimes they like try and nice up our villains too much and make them sympathetic. I enjoyed what they did with Wenwu.
Some of them are sympathetic, though.
Some of them are, and I agree with that. But I want a Victor Von Doom who's not that sympathetic, but is justified in his mind and his actions. You know what I mean?
Real heel.
Just a real
trying
heel.
To steal Sue away.
Yes. Because like I empathize with a man who's like, if we're gonna be a world of nations and there's so much placed on like where you were born, for him to be like, why is my country of Latveria getting ignored while all these powered individuals in the U.S. are doing things to like further the gains of the U.S.
Would Doom need to be younger than Reed for that to work? Because if they're all
if he's
about a certain age,
right?
Shouldn't Doom also be around that age?
Yeah, he probably should if he went to school with them, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think Sue and Reed went to school together. Unless Reed was the professor. Which
no,
is
bad.
Like this story.
He's the elder grad student. He's gone back to college.
What if he's an elderly man and Sue's taking advantage of him?
Oh, she's a gold digger?
Yeah. Not a gold digger. That's the wrong way to phrase it.
What the hell?
She's just like taking advantage of this doddering old fool.
We need to believe in their relationship.
No,
I don't
give them a
think
bad relationship.
I made myself clear. People have to like them. They have to.
Wait, have we heard Latveria mentioned in the MCU?
Not once.
I wonder if the movie ends with them destroying Latveria.
Oh!
Not Sokovia. Reroute it.
Yeah.
Sokovia's not enough. What's this one here?
Yeah.
Latveria? I never heard of that one.
Fine. No one lives there.
And that's how he becomes.
Yeah.
All right. In our last few minutes here, I want to do some chat questions that are all like pretty relevant to what we've talked about today. H13 asking, do you think in Fantastic Four we see news reports and stuff in it for things that have already happened in the MCU? Ugh. So just to kind of like broaden that out. Well, do you think that like in this movie, the other movies we've had recently that have introduced characters have been a little bit more solo, been a little bit more siloed off? Right. Do you think this one's gonna try to like connect more?
I think if it's in the 60s, I don't know how much it can connect, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're like, they mention Howard Stark at some point, or...
It has to make sense, and it has to make sense quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
Mention Hydra or something, or like, what would be around in the 60s? That would be like a problem for them.
Howard Stark, Agent Carter.
Yeah. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. gets formed... Oh, boy. It was like the OSS, not the OSS, the SSR for a while. It becomes S.H.I.E.L.D. Is that after... or around Captain America?
I think so, right?
Or right after that becomes S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think they must reform as S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. We can figure, well...
They'll probably mention S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
I think they'll have to if it takes place in the 60s. I mean, at least like, and that other government division is what
and those silly gooses
we don't talk to them.
Right. And if it's not Doom, right? If the villain is Galactus, I guess, is that the only other big villain you have for them?
Galactus is also too big.
He's very big.
It's got to be a more minor villain.
Big dude.
Galactus is maybe the biggest villain.
He's big.
Oh, he's
big.
In
terms of size.
Tedward Dragon asking, do you think the time period being the 60s had anything to do with a restructure with John Watts leaving and Matt Shakman entering because of his work on WandaVision doing period piece episodes? Interesting thought.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember where, like, when the rumor of the 60s, like, back in the past, I think that's when Watts was still on it, right?
I would guess maybe, but it's hard.
There's been some script rewrites
Yeah.
since it was first announced, and they've had other people work on the script. You know, I think the Watts thing, too, might have been, and I don't want to ascribe someone's feelings, you know, who knows the reason why he didn't want to do it anymore, but, like, he might have been burnt out after all the Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
That was kind of the feeling. It was like, well, I don't do Spider-Man anymore. And maybe when he was, like, gearing up to do a movie, he's like, well, now I got 4 fucking superpowered characters to worry about, and, like, their story, and the villain, and all this. And he was
He's
like,
doing just fine.
yeah, I don't want to deal with this. But yeah, that's a good point, right? Maybe he didn't want to do a 60s story either. He's like,
And also, this movie was announced so long ago,
Right.
Years ago. At this point,
as soon as they got the Fox acquisition, this was like announced.
Here we go,
Like,
right?
we're doing this.
Yeah. People in the chat saying Molecule Man as a villain for this movie instead. Maybe that's like a good kind of like soft pedal to set up Doom. It does feel like now they changed the release date, right? It's not.
Yes, they swapped it with Thunderbolts. So it's
Yeah.
coming out in next summer, 2025, like June or July.
July.
That's a
remember
good
the date.
1-2 step if Doom is like, you know, is mentioned in Deadpool, and then there's like a little bit more in Fantastic Four, but maybe not. He's not the main guy, right? But like he's circling the kind of like narrative there.
Or
It's
is
good
it
setup.
like the Fantastic Four shows up at the end of like Thunderbolts or something weird like
They
that?
could show
And
up
they're
at
like,
the end of Deadpool.
or the end of, yeah, I mean, it does
They
feel like
could.
Deadpool.
I think Deadpool is the resetter
Yeah.
to whatever happens next.
Or like
Yeah.
the end of Deadpool is him like stuck in Battle World or something, and like we don't see him again until Secret Wars, right?
That would be fun.
You can't have Deadpool like running around, popping up in every movie.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Wong being like, "Hey guys, it's me again."
The Wongiverse.
The Wongiverse.
I mean, I really do picture the end of Deadpool 3 being, I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but I do picture being like that moment on Lamentis where Sylvie and Loki just sit there. It's just him, Wolverine, and then maybe Doom, and they're just like, all right, we're waiting. We're just waiting for,
It's like
for it to go.
Deadpool like holding Wolverine's hand, but it's just his hand.
Yeah.
The rest of Wolverine is gone. Right.
And a tiny little body.
Or it's like a dead Wolverine that he's like hanging out with, like, "Hey buddy, glad we could be together."
Oh.
He like moves his mouth, he's like, "Ain't you, Wade? So happy to be here." And he's got hot dogs on his claws, and he's roasting them over a fire. Just me and my good buddy Wade. Wave and Wolvie hanging out.
Oh, man.
He's got to be sad. Deadpool's a sad character.
Deadpool's got to be
Well,
sad.
now I'm a sad
Oh,
character.
I'm sorry, Kim. On Valentine's Day, too.
Valentine's Day.
And on that note, that's it for us today. Hey, make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch where we do videos like this live. We're not streaming tomorrow, likely, but keep an eye out for our Madam Web review. And what a review it will be.
We're coming for it.
Oh, those are always fun.
Yeah, this will be
Really
a fun one to
good
review,
and really
too.
not that. Just turn into great reviews.
Kim, do you have anything you'd like to plug before we go?
I do a lot of work on freelance, and you can find me on my socials. On Instagram, I'm at Kim Horcher, and on Twitter, I won't call it X. On Twitter, I'm at Kim Scorcher, and I'm on Threads and stuff. You can find me. I'm the only one with my name.
I could be on this Threads train.
I'm on Threads, but it's like no one sees what I write unless they already
Because you have to
follow
have
me.
the app, right?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
a
they
lot.
show you on Instagram, like, here's what's happening over there.
That's what I'm banking on, baby.
Hey, if you can follow Breakroom NR on all those accounts
That's
and
right.
Threads, but also follow the Beyond Meat account on Threads because they're doing some really great work over there.
Beyond
it's really
Meat?
funny. I laugh at it all the time.
Beyond
Okay.
Meat?
Not affiliated with Beyond Meat, but
You mean like the plant-based
yeah,
meat?
they're really funny on Threads.
Okay.
Check them out.
I'm
Check
more of
them
an
out.
impossible gal, but
Oh, okay.
Well, this one's got a little cow with a cape, so it's better.
okay. Well,
Adorable.
I'm dumb. Let's do that then.
All right. Hey, see you later.
Bye. Latest, gayas.